Today is December 7, 2017, and the gospel that I'm reviewing is everyone on those who hears the word of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built the house upon a rock. And the rain fell and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, but it will not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. Matthew 7:24-25. There is the freedom of the Spirit being blameless and pure. The words of Christ teach us men to be holy to the Lord. On these we are building the house on a rock, the cornerstone. There's a sense of when all things are right, because we are following Christ. We feel that kind of security. It's a blessed assurance in ourselves that what we're doing is right, and for we know that we are following Christ, but not in a self-righteous way, in a certain way that everything is good, leading to what He has been instructing us, which is blameless ways and pure ways. These are, of course, defined by the works of mercy and the basic teaching of love and forgiveness. So these are the foundations that would always fruit and end in a good way, which would really make a soul blameless and pure. So in this, what this God is teaching us, that the building upon these rock is on His words, which would make us truly wise, because it could never be confounded by anything. It could never be even be confronted. To the worst enemy, it could really be defended by God's Spirit and by the work itself that has followed in following Christ. So that's blamelessness, and that's what it makes a wise man build, like a wise man built on the foundations of Christ as a cornerstone. So in the end, again, in the end times, it's the same. It would all end in a holiness and blamelessness and purity, by which anything that is against these right hand of God will be put to naught, because what the Lord seeks is holiness and purity and blamelessness. So anything that is against this right hand would be put to naught and would be put to a certain fire, or of course punishment if you're truly hard-headed or hard-hearted, or a foolish man who just really leave it as a dog takes the word, or a swine takes the pearl. So that's how it's like. So that's really the reality and the truth of Christ, and the end state of everyone, that everyone would be under this hand, the right hand of God, and would be ascribed and be judged accordingly to how his righteousness is in this world, whether he accepts Christ or not. But if he does not accept Christ, he is still subjected to the righteousness of Christ, and that's where the foundations are being measured in the fire of His Spirit and love. And when He comes again, it's the same. If a rejecter of Christ would be judged, he would still be judged accordingly to his righteousness. So even if he rejects Christ before punishment, most possibly, he may be given a chance to have that reward. But of course, we're not God, so let's leave it to that. And the point of the matter is, anyone who sets his heart in Christ's words sincerely and advocately is on a strong foundation, never be shaken, never be moved. One of the sweet messages of my Lord to me is, never be shaken, never be moved by anything, because what you've accepted and what you've learned to follow is what would hold you up, not your own ways, not our own ways. It is Him who works in this house that He claimed to be His temple, and on that He would be glorified through my soul and through this soul. So again, it's a constant listening and constantly being wise in following following meaning, listening, and doing the Word of God. So doing, many chances of doing, so do it every day, which is my daily challenge. And basic, what do you call it? Basic love for Christ, of course, is to try. Otherwise, we could be just lagging behind. But bottom line, the firm and steadfastness of Christ is a thing to be proud of, because it is not us who will do it. It is again Jesus Christ who will do it, as long as my soul agrees and I have assented firmly that I agree on Jesus Christ, that He would do it to me, through me, regardless. Thanks be to God.